Not bad. What is going on? Took a look at the crude action after the crude report. Overnight, crude had been playing in a range inside the channel, but this morning, crude broke to the upside of the channel. After the crude report at 10:30, inventory was lower than expected, much lower. Gasoline draws were actually negative for the first time this year. It's an upside move. From the beginning of the crude pit open at 9 o'clock to about a couple hours, the range has been wavering around 100 ticks. Now, most of the action happened during the crude report, and resolution, maybe some consolidation has been happening. The play this time was to wait it out until around 11 and then get in on the short side. I played it safe. I took the range, anything above this level, 65, was a good range to play. I did not exceed my position, traded small, because we know that there's still more data to come today. One cool thing I did notice about the way that the depth of market was trading, I started seeing big numbers flash during very high frequency trades, and they were numbers in the hundreds, almost as if they're preparing to accept or take volume from the market itself. So I'll keep that in mind. If you look at the tick data for this, very interesting too. At the beginning of the crude report, there's always activity, and towards the later part, there's a sort of increase, steady increase. It's telling you sort of the levels to watch for. At the very top, it's interesting, nobody really plays a top in frequency, but there is small indicators, and to me, when you see volume like that, and it's a good indicator of good levels to enter. So I marked my ranges, I adhered to that. I really waited until those ranges were really confirmed before I made my entry. Now here, if you look, I'm not going to make this trade, maybe on a sim, but you could also take this trade. This might actually be the safer trade, because now you're working with these two moving averages, and it's below the moving average. So that's a good sign that you could also take that and fade that. But there is the risk there of an additional upward move. Again, see, there's 100 tick right here, 100 frequency. So something's happening there. I don't know if it reflects on the actual tick. Okay, so it doesn't reflect on the actual tick, but there's something going on, whether it's a spoofed volume or actual depth of market trades. There is definitely a big indicator there for something. I'll leave that as a marker around the 60-ish level. Again, if you look at this on a longer time frame, there's that upward fade, and that's where you want to kind of get your entry. Okay, it seems to, whenever you have like big size, like in the hundreds like that, it seems like it wants to catch that level. Okay, here's another one, 65. Another one, 65. Yeah, 65, 65. It's hitting that 65 mark. Let's see what happens. It's challenging resistance, basically. There's a lot of orders there. Sometimes it actually goes past that. Okay, yeah, it's going past 65. Are there any alert? Okay, there's some large orders around 70-ish too. So a lot of these traders are actually getting in on the action here. Looks like it might be reflected on my... No, it's still not reflected in... Well, these are blip trades. Okay, 67-ish. That's getting close to... Interesting. Well, anyways, this is a market to fade in the short term, but overall, looking at the structure, there are some gaps to fill. I'm not going to play anymore because at 2 the Fed reports and then China has some data. So this is more for swing traders who do not mind the volatility, and I am probably going to stay out. I made one trade today and I am happy with that. So I will just leave it at that. Yeah, look at that. 60s, 70s, it's in this range. I mean, definitely some good action. If you want to look at maybe a Canadian dollar here. Canadian dollar is also stretched. Let's look at VIX. Now I'm thinking ahead to the Fed report and what implications might be. There's a push down on VIX. See NASDAQ, sort of a grind upward on NASDAQ a little. I think it's stronger in the ES. Yeah, it's interesting, but I'm actually gonna... Okay, yeah, so we're still in the 60-ish range, high 60 range. Looking at the... Okay, now there's orders below too. Interesting. So people really want to play this range and establish some volume there. Okay, that's good. Well, actually, days like this are good for painting market structure. Yeah, it looks like this is actually a fade trade. So, and if you're gonna target exit points, probably in the 2054 and a quarter. Looks like it's actually moving. Okay, well, anyways, this is a market where you let traders paint the tape for you, and then you go back later and you follow through with their conviction, I guess. But yeah, it's about lunchtime. I did wake up a little later because I knew the action was going to be crazy day, which is a good idea to be patient. Other than that, I mean, even though it rained overnight, still sunny skies, and still in the game. That's what counts. So, just get some lunch, relax a little, watch the Fed report. Have a good day. Hope it's okie doke on the other side. Alright.